Welcome back, Lesley.
Okay,
We're
so
here
yes,
for your second
Yeah.
month of sound frequency and nature immersion research project,
Right.
where we're getting you to really share about the healing benefits of these two modalities and merging them. And we have some updates, mostly positive.
very positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, very positive.
Okay, so why don't you share what you've been doing over the last month?
Okay, so after the first initial session, which took place in your studio,
Yeah.
we did our second.
We were focusing on the sound frequency
Yep.
to start, to get
Yep.
your body used to it in a safe
Yep.
environment.
Yep. So our second one, we did out in your backyard under the trees,
Yeah.
and I'm really calm down when I'm in the forest. That's my go-to place to be. If I'm upset, I go into the forest because it just calms me right down. So
Yeah.
lying out on the grass with the trees whispering as you're doing the healing, it just made it so much deeper, because more relaxing, because so I'm able to relax faster, because
Instead of being in a room.
yeah, because I'm already, like I said, if I'm under the trees, I already feel calmer. So to have it just brought me deeper into the healing process.
You sense things from nature.
Yeah, like if I can walk into a room and I see a plant, I can tell from across the room if it's fake or it's a real plant from the energy of it. So I feel that energy. So for me to be under the trees while you're doing the healing, I'm consciously aware of how much better I feel. If you're not aware of it, you probably don't realize that's why you're feeling so much calmer, right? But I'm aware of it, so.
So what about the other distracting noises, like the neighbor power washing his driveway or the airplanes? Does that bother you?
No, because to me that's the sound of summertime.
Yeah.
Right? Lying in my room as a child, reading a book and hearing somebody mowing the lawn on summer vacation.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just happy sounds of summer. And the plane, to me, it just sounded like thunder. So it was part of the nature experience, right? There was only a couple times where it was a little bit intrusive, but not really. Because the breeze was there, I had the sun on me, I had the trees whispering, and the feeling.
So it's such a sensory experience.
It's a sensory experience, and your immune system is your senses, right? Your skin is your biggest organ, right? Wow. And it feeds right directly to your brain. I mean, they're just beginning to realize that it's an actual healing organ as well, like touch, right? So all of that just enhances the healing experience for me anyway. So yeah, I much prefer to do it out under the trees if I can, right?
And before we did the merging the sound in outdoors, we did do a session in a forest bathing session in the forest too, to do that forest meditation.
Yeah, and that was like I said, once I walk into the forest, I'm very calm. Yeah. So the only drawback for me is because my body doesn't allow me to be able to sit, right?
Oh.
So.
And the other interesting thing that happened over the last month is you broke 3 toes.
Yes, I did. Thank you, Finnegan, my dog.
So that was also interesting because you were in our forest bathing session, kind of hobbling around because you had 3 broken toes, but you're still game to come. And we really observed the rapid healing.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
I went from 3 broken toes and probably across the base of the toe.
Did you take photos of the bruising?
I did. It was the next day. I could feel it when it happened because right where the break was, it was just an indent, so, and purple, right?
Oh.
I've had a broken foot before. I know what it feels like, right? But yeah, so I was using the toe tuning fork also on it. I think I was using the Venus 128. Yeah, 128. And yeah, I mean, it's been 3 weeks. I mean, after 2 weeks, I was walking. All right.
I think a week after we had a session.
The bruising was gone after a week. Yeah.
You left my house. That was when we did the microdosing.
When we were doing the mushrooms the first time. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
You came back in when you left, and you're like, "Look, Maria, look, I can walk. I can put weight on my foot."
I was actually flexing my toes, which I couldn't do before I came in. That was microdosing outside under the trees.
Yeah.
Right? And I think, like I said, it was enhanced because I was under the trees.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? So, yeah, for me, it's, like I said, most people who aren't aware of their bodies are not going to tune into that. But if you're tuned into it, like when we were doing the forest bathing session,
Yeah.
I discovered for the first time that I feel everything on my left side and nothing on my right, right? I could feel the trees. I could feel the spot over there where you said to pick a spot, the spot over there. I felt it calling, like an energy, right? And
it's always, you're tuned in, you're hyper aware of the left side of your body.
And everything that happens to me health-wise happens on my left side too.
Your left toes were broken.
Yep, right? And
I was jaw, the left side of your jaw.
The left side, my sentinel neuralgia, lymph nodes. I get blisters from citrus allergy. I had got shingles on the left side. I got kidney stones left side. Like everything happens on my left side.
So I remember in that forest bathing experience, because it's more of a meditation practice, we really tuned into, I wonder what that means.
Yeah,
like,
right?
Why
like
the
it just,
left side?
Right? And that's what it really focuses, like, okay, well, I feel the trees, I feel the plants with my left side, but I don't feel anything with my right side.
And what was the biggest awareness in that session that came up?
The biggest awareness,
I'm kind of remembering something,
was, well, I became at peace with this because it's like, well, this is my masculine side. Mm-hmm. This is my feminine side. And I have a Pisces Scorpio. And I always think of my Pisces as my feminine side. And my Scorpio is my masculine side, because Scorpios are very logical. They don't admit to any magic in the world. Even if they are very magical themselves, they'll never admit it, right? They're very, logical, whereas the Pisces is like, I'll wait with the fairies, right? So it makes sense. It's like that was an epiphany for me. Like, well, it makes sense that I'm feeling everything on my left side because that's my feminine, my Pisces side. And it makes sense that nothing comes in because that's my Scorpio side. So I embraced that and got a tattoo to try and feminine, masculine, to try and celebrate that breakthrough there.
That's powerful, Lesley.
It is powerful, right?
And
to me,
is this your first tattoo?
Yes, my very first tattoo. So because to me, it's like, okay, I'm the embodiment of masculine, feminine. My body is like...
You did so much work in the last 2 months.
Right? Like, my body is masculine. I'm a masculine, feminine. Look at this. Right? So to me, that was a great epiphany there. Right?
And I think it was also an awareness that, like, what if there's nothing wrong?
Exactly.
That's just how
I am. Because that was the epiphany. It's nothing wrong. It's just, this is my feminine side. It's very aware. This is my masculine side, which helps to ground. So you're not...
And we can always work on balancing those too, but it's just to like...
To me, it's like, well, this is balance because it keeps the feminine side under control, and this one keeps the masculine side from taking over, right?
And knowing that you live life in this very hyper-aware, sensitive state, then maybe that's your superpower.
Exactly. So I've really embraced that. Like, that was a huge...
You can deeply ground, and you can be...
And I can be up there because I have this is my safety net that pulls me back to earth, right? So, that was a breakthrough for me.
The spectrum.
Not realizing that, no, this is not something wrong. This is just the embodiment of masculine, feminine, right?
That's so cool.
It is.
Okay, let's see. Oh, and then the next session we did September 2nd. So, invited Janine, who's a somatic yoga therapist.
Yeah.
And she did some cool stuff with us.
That was a pretty powerful session because we tried to do the drumming, right? And we realized that because I can't hold the drum, and because of my muscle weakness and fatiguing easily, that wasn't going to work.
The theme of that day was to really kind of tune into some traditional, more shamanic, earth-based, indigenous traditions that have been used for...
Yeah, and again, we were outside under the trees. Yeah. So it was so this drumming under the trees, what she was doing with my head, it all just become one again. So
just
very...
the, like, light touch and awareness.
Well, she's the only one who's ever actually showed me how I'm supposed to hold my head.
So what did she teach you?
Where to hold my head. No one's in other therapies have ever taught me how to hold my head properly, right? So she actually showed me how to hold my head properly, and did some little meditations with the brain, some visualizations in the brain, which was very helpful.
Wasn't there a gold ball?
Yes, there's a gold ball that you're balancing on a tightrope vertically in
So
there.
she really worked with alignment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was an amazing session. Like I said, I've never had anybody tell me how to.
So
Right?
Janine has an amazing mentor teacher, Leela Stewart, who I had the privilege of being my first yoga teacher as well 20 years ago. And like her understanding of the anatomy.
That was what was so helpful,
Yeah,
right?
the knowledge, the wisdom, and the depth of
Right.
their training
Yeah.
is so foundational
Right.
to understand the body.
Right? Because she zeroed exactly right in where I have the trouble. Right away. She felt it right away. She said, this is where it is. It's like, yes, that's exactly where it is. That's where I have
And
the
then
problem.
she also explained something about the top, like
The God spot,
the
yes.
God spot.
Yeah.
Tell me about the God spot.
Well, the God spot is right at the base of your skull where it meets the spine. And it's called the God spot because they cannot operate on you there. You will die. That's from my understanding. Read that a while ago. Hopefully that's still true. That's why they call it the God spot. But it's also, in spiritual terms, that's where the energy comes into your body, right? So if you are going like this, well, you've closed that spot, you can feel it, right? So having your spine, your head correctly, you can actually feel. I'm always very aware of that because that's where my pain is, right? So I'm always aware of that spot. That's when when you feel that sensation of eyes on the back of your head, somebody staring at you, you feel your hair. That's the God spot there. It's sensing the energy, right?
Ooh.
That's why you can feel somebody looking at you from behind, even though you're behind that. And people say, you have eyes on the back here. It's not your God spot. It's the energy sensor back there. That's where the energy from the universe comes in, right? So, showing you how to have that open.
Yeah.
That was very helpful because the way I do it, because of the neck damage that I've had, it's always closed, right?
And it's interesting, because she was talking about the alignment of your head, how you hold your head, and also like how far forward and how far back.
Right. So she showed me
being
exactly
aware.
how to hold it, and
kind of strengthening those muscles.
Yeah, because of that. That was hard because I'm not used to holding my head in a natural position.
Yeah.
So, but I've been practicing it every day.
You're probably also bracing a lot and holding.
Because to have my head in that position means your head weighs as much as a bowling ball, right? So if it's balanced correctly, your muscles aren't straining. But if it's too far forward, your muscles are straining to hold that bowling ball in place. So it's exacerbating the whole problem I have with my neck and head.
And because we were trying to realign, it started in that session starting to create a little tension.
Yep.
So then we used the ice rocks.
Yes, those were very helpful
to help calm the heat,
right,
and the inflammation.
Yeah, because the inflammation is the problem.
And then another thing, when we were doing the grounding and kind of barefoot on the grass,
yes,
she taught us about the foot triangle.
Right. Yeah, and that's amazing.
And being in your power.
Right. Yeah.
And collapsing, having that core or energetic collapse in the body, as opposed to standing like fully aligned,
like a tree rooted to the ground.
Powerful,
yeah. No, there was a lot of information in that session, which was very wow, right?
Yeah, I look forward to doing more with Janine.
Right? Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah.
Okay, cold stone therapy we did. And then the other thing that I introduced to you, as I don't know if you've been working with it, but taking the mineral salts for the electrolyte balance.
Yeah,
Did that help with the pain? Did you ever try that instead of Advil, just taking salts?
Well, I do take the mineral salts anyway.
Yeah.
Because that's what I use instead of salt. I use mineral salts.
Good.
So that really didn't help with the pain simply because it's not a salt imbalance. To me, it's more inflammation.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Because I find that works for my headaches.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because if you have a salt imbalance, it's actually dehydration.
Yeah.
Right. That's causing it. Yeah. Right.
So drumming, I did the drumming for you. And we just focused kind of like drumming, breath, and feeling into that alignment in your body.
Yes, and that was a big session because that's
so cool.
Right?
And it was nice to have another practitioner.
It was. And working in tandem like that and under the trees, it was just all blended together.
Maybe it's kind of like, as we're exploring this, of what's working for people, having a series of sessions and one being an alignment session with Janine.
I think that would really help because
Right?
a lot of our problems are alignment,
Yeah.
right? A lot of our problems, because if you're not aligned,
So
everything is out.
Tell me the difference between like having the session with Janine and because you go for weekly alignment sessions with your chiropractor.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
The difference is, as she put it, I can't remember her wording exactly, but it's my body is very sensitive. So when he adjusts me, he just uses a very light touch like this, very light, and that's enough to put me back in.
Yeah.
Because he's aligning the actual. He says it's like a
Tuning
a guitar string, right? You
Yeah.
have to do it from the top and the bottom, and just a touch is enough to take me in. But that means that just a touch is enough to take me out, take my body out, right? So just the normal doing everything every day, it goes right back to the default, which was 40 years of trying to, right? And the way she's doing it is to correct the body so it's not keeps coming out. I can't remember what her wording was, but it's different than having to be manually put back in every week, right? It's about, and like I said, I wish I could remember the wording that she used, but
That's okay.
it's about getting the body to do it on its own instead of having to be pushed back into it every week, which is what.
And I think the education was really key in
Yes,
making that
right?
connection for you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I'm a logical thinker. Like I am neurodivergent, so I like the sight. I have to have a reason behind. You can't just tell me the sky's blue. I have to know why the sky's blue for it too, right? So if I don't have an answer, I'm going to always question. So to have the knowledge that she provided and the explanations, really, really helpful for me.
That's good. Okay, and then our final session that we did in this 3 series was on September 9th, which happened to be 999.
Right.
And that wasn't planned, but considering, thinking about how you had that reading that your body was going to go through this major shift before September, and then the eclipse happened, and
and this portal
the significance
on the 9th.
of 999 portal.
Right.
Can you explain what that's all about for people that don't get it?
Well, if you're cosmically aware, there was a big alignment of all the planets. It's an alignment that will not happen for another 150 years. So it's and on the karmic astrology, this alignment is huge because it's your karmic path. This is something that's going to change your life. This event in your life, whether you realize it or not. So you can be open and shape that with your intention, focusing on what you want your life to be, your karmic path, or the universe will choose it for you.
Or you can go on the ride.
The universe will choose it for you if you don't choose.
Yeah.
So that's what that portal event was about, and it's actually still going on. I think it's going on until the 21st.
Yeah.
So, but that day was especially powerful. That was the beginning of it. So, to do the
final healing session
on that day, what I felt was very significant.
And I think we also went into that session knowing that we were going to take a break because you were doing so well.
Yep.
Your pain management.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
I was just having a little bit of tension a couple days before in my neck. So so that would have been about a month since the first session. So it's like, okay, I think I need a tune-up because it seems to be a month. And then I was having my gastric acid reflux was starting to come back. So I thought we should probably do another event to see if we can. And it worked because my neck just released again, not as drastically because I don't think it was as bad as it was the first time.
Yeah.
But it did release during the session again. That was like, and the pain was gone, and the tension was all gone.
And I intentionally selected my Solfeggio bowls.
Yes.
A triad.
Yeah.
Of the 369, 693, and 963 hertz bowls because of the 999.
Yes. Right.
And so that's, the bowls correspond to the root, the heart, and the crown for a full balancing.
Yes. Yeah.
And we got to do that out in the garden.
And that again was out under the trees. We had the breeze blowing, we had the
Sound.
leaves rustling, the energy of the trees.
It was a beautiful day.
It was a beautiful sunny day. It was really, really very nice. I mean, just being under the trees while the bowls were being played and that, it's just part of the whole experience. It just really, really enhances the healing as far as I'm concerned.
It would be nice if we could have more healing spaces in nature.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Because I really do feel like it really enhances it, like I said. Like it really, to me, because it allows me to, like I said, already in a half trance state. So you're going to be more open to the healing, and it's going to be take effect quicker and deeper because you're already in that relaxed state.
And you're feeling so safe.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not fighting it.
With did it take long for your body to trust the sound? Like, you know how when you start different therapies or like,
no,
was there any kind of resistance or fear or anything?
No, there's no resistance or fear. There's just curiosity because I didn't know what to expect. Right. The second time I knew what to expect, so I wasn't anticipating it.
And the sounds have always been harmonious for you.
Exactly. I love
your body really responds.
Yeah, I have some singing bowls that I've used because I love the sound of the singing bowls, right? So I love like wind chimes, like the deep tones of the wind chimes, stuff like that. So I'm very
that's actually what drew you into my booth.
Yes, it did, because you had that it's not a wind chime, but it's
the chimes, the
meditation chimes, and that's what it's like. Oh, like a moth to a flame. Oh, I want that. Yeah. So
you should get one.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm really attracted to sounds, and they are meditative for me.
So the other thing that you might want to touch on is adding a microdosing protocol.
Yes. Now
and how that benefited you.
That the microdosing and the benefits it has on the brain, I feel that's really underutilized now that from what I've researched on it now, because it's like coming back to my body and doing the chiropractor where he has to keep putting in week after week after week because it wants to go back to default position. I mean, your brain's the same, it wants to go back to default position. So something that can narrow out those ruts and make the road smooth means that the healing,
different neural pathways.
Means that the healing is going to take place quicker and actually take, instead of having, next week you got to do it again because it didn't take and it's going to go back to the rut, right?
So did you know much, I know we did an education and I helped you understand the different formulas and the dosing and making sure that it's all safe.
Yes.
But did you have any experience before with microdosing or understanding?
No, I hadn't. No, I vaguely heard of it because the younger generation is quite into microdosing, right? So there's lots of stuff on TikTok about it.
And just to be clear, we're talking about psilocybin mushrooms.
Yes.
So it's all natural.
Yeah,
it's not the earth.
Yeah, it's not doing it to get high.
Yeah.
Right? Because I did not do it to get high. That's not what I'm after.
Yeah.
I'm after the...
And what are the positive health benefits you've noticed in improvement?
The relaxation.
Yeah.
Because calmer.
Yeah.
More focus.
Okay.
But the big thing for me is being able to go to sleep.
Deeper sleep.
Yeah, and go to sleep because sometimes I will not... Well, we've all had insomnia, but I will wake up every 2 hours. Sometimes it'll take me many hours to get to sleep. I'll wake up in the morning, and if I lay there 5 minutes, I'll just be right back to sleep. Whereas I've been waking up and I'm awake, right? And it's like, well, I may as well get up because I'm not going to fall asleep back to sleep. That usually doesn't happen. But that's been happening over the last 2 weeks. And that's just on the 4 on, 3 off.
Yeah.
Right? Because
following the
protocol. Because when then you take herbs or natural medicine, you can't just take it without a break. Your body will become immune to it, and then it takes years before you overcome that immunity. So you have to follow the protocol, right?
And how has it benefited you at your job during the day?
I'm finding more focus because the job that I do it's very. I'm a dog groomer, So you're literally sculpting a living animal who's not very cooperative. And I'm doing that all day. So it's a lot of concentration. It's a lot of creativity, but it's a lot of concentration. So I'm finding my focus is better and my stamina for it is better, right? Because, not as exhausted by the end of the day. Because it's mentally exhausting to be concentrating that hard all day. I mean, the job is not as physically exhausting. It can be, but it's the mental exhaustion.
So if the mushrooms are helping you sleep better, kind of relax, decompress,
yes,
then it's probably helping with pain too.
It should. It must be because because everything works together.
Yeah.
But right. So I can't say for sure because we've been doing the both at the same time, but because it enhances the whole process.
And no negative side effects.
No, I just getting tired, which is why I take it before bed because that's what I wanted, right? I don't know if anybody else gets tired, but I get really tired when I take them.
Yeah, and just easing up on the dose because the microdose should not impact, like you shouldn't feel the effects.
Yeah, you shouldn't feel buzzed or high or because that's not why you're doing it. You're not doing it to get high, right? So the first time I did feel buzzed, but that was the first time of having it, and my body is very sensitive. So.
And that's why we do it together in a controlled, kind of safe environment, is to see how your body responds, how sensitive you are.
Exactly. And the second time I had it, I didn't have the same overly sensitive response to it. So.
Well, that's great. Yeah. So moving forward, you want to take a break because now the test is how long can you go between sessions?
Exactly, because I want to make a pain management protocol. So. I can schedule how many times a year. Do I have to do it monthly? Do I have to do it like every 3 months? So now that we'll take a break and see how long it takes for my body to want to go back to the default, or if it does, right? Yeah. And how bad it gets, and then I'll know moving forward when to schedule my appointments, how often to do this, right?
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's really, really great.
And you're still continuing to see your chiropractor weekly?
I am.
You're doing your red light therapy?
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Anything else?
Nope, just those two things.
Yeah, and the microdosing.
And I'll continue with the microdosing.
Nice.
But so we'll see how long it takes before I need another session.
Perfect. Well, we'll continue to follow.
Yeah.
What we'll do is take a break and then do another interview.
Yeah.
Kind of follow up and keep track.
Yeah.
But we'll continue to follow your healing journey.
Perfect.
Thanks so much for sharing.
No, thank you. This is awesome.
Congratulations on your tattoo.
I know, right?
I've never had a client get a tattoo before.
Right?
Woo!
Yes.
Do you want to explain what it is?
Okay, well, it's all to do with being in the forest.
Wow,
right?
There's a forest thing too.
Yes, because this is Serranos. He is the Celtic god of the forest and the wild hunt. He's the masculine, so he's on my masculine side. Now, I didn't have a picture of Elena, who is the Celtic goddess of the forest. She's the goddess of the secret paths and, the hidden places in the forest. So I had them take him and make it more feminine, and that goes on the feminine side. So I have the god.
That's powerful.
Right? So the god and goddess of the forest.
Perfect balance.
Perfect balance, right? Yeah.
Well, thank you, Lesley. It's been so wonderful. Our random meeting at the market.
Synchronicity, right?
To a desire to explore, is this even going to help with your challenging chronic pain?
Yeah, we had quite the talk there.
It might not work, but let's try.
Well, like I said, what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to lie down and have somebody make some beautiful music around me for an hour.
Yeah, and then it worked so well.
And then it worked so unbelievably well. It was just mind-blowing that first session was just so amazing, right?
And I'm really grateful that I now have a new friend.
Right?
I really enjoyed all our time together.
Right? Yeah. No, it's like totally that was meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing you again.
All right. Thank you.